What's going on, guys? Jax the Bearded Hiker here. We're going to be doing sweet and sticky Char SIU, or also known as a Chinese barbecue, and we're going to be doing it on the Weber kettle. So let's get busy. So one of the characteristics about this Char SIU or Chinese barbecue sauce is the red color that you normally see. Now we're going to try to achieve that by using something other besides food coloring, which is what most people use. There's quite a few ingredients that go into this Char SIU marinade or Chinese barbecue sauce, but if you don't want to go out and buy all the ingredients or you don't have it on hand, don't fear. You can use some of this stuff right here. This is just a Char SIU sauce that is already mixed up for you. Now it does have caramel color and red food coloring in it. Now how we're going to achieve that red color is we're going to be using this. Okay, now this is red bean curd. You can get this, it's basically just fermented tofu. You will not even taste it, so don't freak out about the tofu. But this is what we're going to use to get our red color. That can be picked up at most Asian markets. Okay, so the first thing that's going to go into this marinade here is 2 tablespoons of honey, followed by our red bean curd, or our red tofu. Now we'll use that, we'll just break that up in a moment. That's basically 1 to 2 cubes of that red bean curd. Okay, we're going to be using 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. I have 2 cloves of minced garlic there, and that's freshly minced. I have about 4 slices, small slices of fresh ginger here that I've finely minced up. 2 teaspoons of Chinese 5-spice. Now we have 2 tablespoons of a Chinese cooking wine that I'm putting in here. Okay, I also have 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes we're going to put in there. If you're not into the heat, then you can go ahead and omit that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stir this up, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, as you guys can see, I don't know if you can tell, but it's not as red as I would have liked. But so just to help that out a bit, we're going to go in with about a teaspoon of paprika. And go ahead and stir that in, and that should brighten it up just a bit. All right, we got that stirred in. Okay, one of the ingredients I want to put in here is we're going to put in some soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons. And lastly, we're going to go in with a little bit, about a half a teaspoon of sesame oil. All right, and we're just going to give that a stir, and then we're going to get our pork going. Okay, guys, we're ready to marinate this pork up. Now, I'm just using a Boston butt. I don't remember what size it was. Probably, I'm saying 2.5 to 3 pounds. And I have trimmed it up a little bit, some of the fat, but we're going to leave some of it on there. And I've just cut it up into more manageable chunks. Plus, that'll give us more surface area when we're grilling these on our grill. Okay, so next up, let's just move this out of the way here. All right, so next up, we got our pork in there. We're just going to pour our marinade into here and massage it around, and we're going to be marinating this for 24 hours. The longer you marinate, the better. I would say you probably could get away with marinating this for maybe, I don't know, 8 hours, maybe 5 hours. Never done it for that long before because I've never done this before. All right, we're going to seal it up, put it in our refrigerator, and we'll see you tomorrow. So it's been about 24 hours, and we're about ready to put this Char SIU on our grill. We're going to be using the Weber kettle today, and we're going to be using the partial snake method setup for our charcoal briquettes. The reason why we're doing that is I'm not really sure how long this cook is going to take, because we're not really going for pulled pork, which is around the 195-ish mark. We're going to be going to, you know, maybe 160 to 165 where we're actually able to slice this pork. So let's set up our Weber kettle real quick with that snake method, and then we'll throw this Char SIU on. Okay guys, as you can see right here, I shot this once already, but we didn't have the volume on. So I went ahead, I got the snake, we're at 200 degrees. I just put on this, and we're gonna go ahead. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take. I am going to probe these today, and I'm gonna be using this new Inkbird Bluetooth thermometer here. It's the Inkbird IBT 4XS, I believe. It's a 4 probe. I probably won't use all 4 probes, but I may use 2. Anyway, I've never used it before. It's Bluetooth, so I'll let you know how it performs. All right, so not sure how long it's going to take, but I'll kind of update you during the process. Okay, guys, so just a little bit of an update. We're about 2 hours in. This Inkbird thermometer seems to be working out quite nicely. The middle temp there on my phone, that's the app. You can see it's running about 214 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the grill temp, and that is the grill temp in this area here on the back side. And of course my coals are over on the other side. The Weber kettle is reading a lot higher than that, simply because, you know, the fire's over there. As you can see here, our temp here, the top temp 133, and that is a Char SIU over there, and then the 136 here is another piece of Char SIU. The lower temp, the 133 is in this area, the 136 is a little bit closer, so that's to be expected. So also want to mention that I have basted this with some of our leftover marinade twice. So about once an hour, and I've also flipped it once. So it took a little bit longer than I thought I did. We were running around 200 at, what was it, 4 hours? Mm-hmm. Took 4 hours, but if you kick the heat up a notch, you could probably do it in about 3 hours. So we got everything done here. Let's go ahead. We are at 165 internal temp on the biggest part of the meat. I got it all here, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to take this one because this is the beautiful uniformed one. We're going to go ahead and cut it. We've been resting about 10 minutes. Nice and tender, I can tell you that. I'm just cutting it through. I haven't tasted it yet, guys, so we're putting this video out regardless. Alright, so before, I'm not going to cut it all up. Let's just go ahead and let's give it a taste. It's sticky. It's icky. I mean, I say icky sticky, but it's sticky. Nice piece of fat there. Okay. Seriously? Do you remember those ribs when you were a kid at the old school Chinese restaurants? How they tasted? That's exactly how this tastes. Okay. Man, that's awesome. So let me tell you what I did. In this cook, we did it for roughly 200 to, I think it topped out at like 210 for 4 hours? 4 hours, 5 hours maybe. You could have done it an hour less if you bumped the heat up. But I basted every hour and I flipped. But what I did is I ran out of our marinade that we did. So if you remember in the beginning of the video, I showed you that that jar of stuff that I told you could buy instead of the marinade. Anyway, when I ran out, I started using that. I used it maybe about a quarter of it. So, and that stuff is delicious. This came out good. So, sweet and sticky Char SIU or Chinese barbecue. Do it.